Okay, we got a ton of new episodes revealed earlier today, and while I'd personally prefer to spread out this information a bit more, there are some very interesting premises that I'd like to talk about. And for those of you who are curious, I wish to point out that the Canadian releases of 2 new episodes each weekend is continuing all the way into July at the very least. Along with the usual warning of spoilers ahead for anyone who might not want to know about these things ahead of time. First up, Episode 16, Campfire Tales. When their sister camping trip is ruined by flighters, Applejack, Rarity, and Rainbow Dash tell Sweetie Belle, Applebloom, and Scootaloo the stories of their favorite legends. Inspired by the tales, the girls make the most of their new situation. Not much to say about this one, though I am hoping the animators will be presenting these tales in flashbacks similar to what we saw in Hearthwarming Eve. I mean, the more classic roles you can put these characters in, the better. Next up, Episode 18, A Health of Information. Not sure why they haven't shown the synopsis for Episode 17 yet, but anyways. While helping Fluttershy gather supplies, Zecora comes down with a terrible disease called swamp fever. Even though a cure has not been discovered, Fluttershy makes it her mission to heal Zecora no matter what it takes. Okay, exactly how long has it been since Zecora had a story focused around her character? Probably Season 1, which even then you could argue that every one of the main 6 had more screen time and dialogue than she did. But introducing a disease with no known cure? That'd certainly raise the stakes over most other stories, and giving Fluttershy a chance to be more the doctor than the caretaker sounds interesting. I wonder if they'll still have Zecora speaking in rhyme the entire time. After that, we have Episode 19, To Change a Changeling. Starlight, Glimmer, and Trixie try to get Thorax's brother Phalanx to accept the new way by sharing love and transforming so he doesn't undermine Thorax's leadership, and that the Hive will ultimately accept him. Okay, giving other changelings some motivations to take over the Hive for themselves would add a lot more conflict in the future stories, and even give Chrysalis some opportunities to draw dissenters over to her side in a future season. I don't know if that's exactly what'll be happening here, but at the very least, there are still changelings who might prefer the old way of doing things, and that'll help add some tension. Coming up next, there's Episode 20, It Isn't the Main Thing About You. When Rarity's shampoo is accidentally switched with Zecora's magical remover potion, she does everything she can to fix her devastated mane in time for an upcoming photo shoot. Now, putting aside just how hilarious it'll be to hear Tabitha's freak-out voice for Rarity over the course of an entire episode, I'm rather hoping this story will include Spike. If there's any character who can help Rarity consider a different perspective when she's freaking out, it's Spike. Plus, it would be interesting to show the audience whether or not his crush for Rarity is based on more than just looks, don't you think? Beyond that, there's Episode 21, Once Upon a Zeppelin. Twilight is torn when she discovers the cruise she and her family are on is a themed vacation experience in which ponies have paid for the privilege of spending time with her, and she must please both her family and the cruise attendees. Ooh, now there's a premise we've actually not seen in MLP before. Duty to family versus duty towards your subjects. Okay, they're not her personal subjects, but I'm rather hoping they explore both sides of this issue in a meaningful way. After all, even if someone else set this up on Twilight's behalf, what are you supposed to say to those who perhaps have only one opportunity in their entire lives to spend time with their idol? And how does one balance family obligations when anyone and everyone is going to feel at least a little betrayed no matter what choice you make? Gives a lot to think about. Next up, Episode 22, Marks and Recreation. Wanting to help as many blank flanks as possible, the CMCs start a Cutie Mark day camp, but are surprised when one of their campers doesn't want a Cutie Mark. Don't have much to say on this one either, but I do hope they'll address the idea that feeling obligated to follow one path for your entire life, even if it is a pursuit that you'd feel passionate about, can give just about anyone a moment's pause. And finally, Episode 23, Secrets and Pies. When Pinkie Pie thinks she sees Rainbow Dash throw away one of her pies, she suspects the worst, that Rainbow Dash secretly hates her pies. Pinkie Pie attempts to catch Rainbow Dash in her web of lies. Okay, we're getting a return of the Party of One Pinkie Pie, assuming the worst and freaking out in highly entertaining and perhaps even a little frightening of ways. Though I hope this isn't just a rehash of a popular Season 1 episode in its entirety. Phew, that was quite a lot to get through. Only a few entries left that we haven't heard anything about at this point, and Season 7 is just flying by. I know not everyone is watching the Canadian releases, but it won't be that much longer till we hit the midpoint. And I'm still getting the feeling that Hasbro and DHX is intentionally building up as much hype as possible before the movie releases later this year. But what do you think about all these new episodes coming up? Which one do you think is going to be your favorite? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.